Summit. So without further ado, please welcome Arthur here on stage.
My name is Arthur, and I'm the co-CEO, co-founder of Negawatt. And we're an AIoT company trying to make buildings smart and sustainable. So as an entrepreneur, people ask us all the time, how big is your total addressable market? What is your problem? What is your solution? What is your go-to-market strategy? So for me as an entrepreneur, the more important question to ask is how much you actually love the problem or how much you actually hate the problem. So I'm very honored that I'm invited by Asia Proptech that we can share our Negawatt story as a Hong Kong Proptech startup, and also my experiences working in startup business and Proptech business in the last 13 years. My journey actually started as a mechanical engineer, aerospace engineer back at University of Notre Dame. 20 years ago, I know that I should not be competing with Elon, so I switched out of aerospace engineering and went to mechanical engineering. But the truth that was, I was not a US citizen, so it was even hard for me to get an internship as an aerospace engineer. But anyways, I enjoy my time as an engineer at school. On the left side is me being happily working in a lab, but that's a photo that I show to my mom and parents or other weekends. But you know what happened was I was just busy having a good time at school. So studying was actually not my priority. So while I was an engineer, I actually played in two orchestras. I was actually managed to walk on the national fencing team, and we actually won the national championship one year. And that guy in the middle, in the right arrow, that's me. And also, I started my first businesses selling T-shirts online for football games. But after a bit of work, I did manage to graduate with my engineering degree at school. So afterwards, I went back to Hong Kong. I started my career in finance and hedge fund, but it only worked out for a year because during the financial crisis, the entire industry kind of collapsed. So I had that opportunity to start something else with a light bulb. Energy saving light bulb. It was very simple. You take out the old light bulb, put it back on, and you save 50% of energy. That boils down to about $1 US per month. But at that time, no one was spending. All these retailers, they're very hesitant because of financial crisis. No one's spending. So we have to come up with a new business model called saving as a service. Proposition was easy. We will supply and install the lamps, and then for free, and then we'll sign a contract. Every month I save you $1, you just pay me back 50 cents, right? That's called energy management contract. We sign a couple years, then voila, there's your recurring revenue income model. But it was not easy because clients, retails, are skeptical about technology back then. They always are anyways. So, first contract that I signed was 200 light bulbs. And then the contract size was $100 US per month. When I got the contract, after 8 months, I didn't know, should I cry or should I be smiling? And then I realized, this is called a B2B business. It was difficult. But at that time, we marched on and we were able to work with the large real estates, offices, MNCs in Hong Kong, changing the light bulbs. At the end, we even got Jackie Chan to use our lighting system in their house. He has 2,000 light bulbs in his house, believe it or not. So outside Hong Kong, we marched out. We went to China, Malaysia, Thailand, all the APEC specific regions. And one of the highlight projects that I did was within Indonesia, with Lippo Group. We actually managed to install about 100 malls, 100 hypermarkets and department stores. And that took us about 800,000 lighting points. And that project, by changing light bulbs, we were able to save 700 million kilowatt hour, which is equivalent of $70 million savings, actual direct savings for the client. And the amount of carbon emission that we save is about 500,000 tons, which is equivalent of taking off 15,000 cars off the road every year. Another last project that I did was with the largest retailer in the African continent called Shoprite Group. They own about 30% market share. Same thing, we change the light bulbs and they get to save right away. But everything was not a straight line. You like that photo right there? That's a photo when I was being hijacked. I was in the car as a robbery, and then it was crazy. Long story short, I survived, and we marched on. So with that group, we were able to deploy our lighting systems over 5 countries in Africa, which includes South Africa, Botswana, Ghana, Mozambique, and Zambia. We took about 1.2 million light bulbs, 5 countries, and 1,700 retail stores. So the amount of energy we save for the project is 1.28 billion kilowatt hour. Savings for the client is about $123 million. So the amount of efficiency and carbon emission reduction, it's immense. And then we're able to save, you take off 184,000 cars off the road every year by just doing this project. So not only that I've been working in retails, I've also tried to branch out with lighting outdoors, fishing boats, squid boats. I was approached by a fisherman and said, we used to use a lot of light for our boats. Can you help us to reduce energy and reduce diesel? So I looked at the bulbs and I realized, wow, it's such a great potential. Why? Because the bulb installed was 360 degrees. And why do I want to do that? So we designed the lamp, we change the light source, and we make it directional. And we just spot on and just shine on the sea and then attract little fish, little creatures, and the squid will come up to the surface, and then we just net up the squids. So it saved diesel for them, and then you actually reduce the boat weight, and then they were able to carry more product. So everyone at the end was happy. I've also involved into LED panels and doing facades. Causeway Bay and Lan Kwai Fong and Central as well. The building on the right side, the rental income, monthly income, is about 400,000 SHD a month. But after installing these LED panels, the commercial value, the advertising value is about $500,000. So in theory, we just doubled the building valuation by installing LED panels. Outside of lighting, I've also done work in energy efficiency in centralized air conditioning. We're in Malaysia, we've helped the airport, a lot of malls, Ministry of Health, to help them reduce energy in air conditioning. With that, after doing malls, we actually built our own crypto mining farm in Malaysia. Why? Because anyone who actually knows crypto mining is about energy, is about electricity, and how to control the ambient temperature inside that boiling hot room. But unfortunately, while we have set up the farm, 2 weeks into the operation, while we were quoting for insurance, the entire farm got robbed. Okay, but that didn't stop us. So we came back to Hong Kong, we came to China, and we approached the best shipping container manufacturer in the world in China, and then we put what we learned into a portable mining farm. Why is that? Because electricity prices in China fluctuates during the year. During the rainy seasons, energy is cheap near the water dam. So they had to move around. And there are many side benefits of being a portable mining farm. So if you're interested, come talk to me afterwards. Outside energy efficiency, I've also done co-living products because Hong Kong is tough to get reasonable and flexible short-term stay. So we actually help businesses, students to get. So now it's brought me to Negawatt. So what do we do? What does Negawatt do? We're an AIoT company, help buildings to transform. So the proposition was easy. With a smartphone, right? They have an OS for phone, for Windows, for computer. What about for building? So we built an OS for building that tries to digitize everything. But businesses was hard. It's not easy. Again, guys, the business owners and the operators are skeptical. One day, I was approached in a meeting. I was told and said, Arthur, I have been running my businesses for 20 years. I've been doing this business for 20 years. Now, by slapping a few sensors here and there, do you think you can tell me what to do? I don't think so. So it was very hard. And then made me realize, what do we need to transform? And then what really makes me happy during the time, this is a photo that I found on my Facebook memory lane. So this is Moses, our hired electrician, and he actually installed the first LED lamp that we did in South Africa. He was very happy. Why is that? First of all, he said he knows the amount of energy that we can save for this country is enormous. And also, he was actually the first one who ever changed an LED tube out of this village. So he's very being proud that he's being one of them that can help his country. And then I was also involved in a charity project for installing solar panels in an outskirt island in Indonesia for a clinic, for the hospital clinic. All this green energy is great, but what actually made the most impact was when we saw the children seeing the light bulb being turned on. That was a life-changing moment for them. We've definitely changed the life, the productivity, and their mission as a village. So, and then I've also looked, how do we do it better? How do we coexist with developers? And we look at Sino. They just rebranded themselves, creating better lifescapes. What does lifescape means? It means experiences, events, and circumstances, right? It's about people. Chinatown just now, they just rebranded, creating places with heart, right? And it's not creating places with the highest dollar per square feet. It's creating places with heart. So everything is about people. And that made me realize Proptech should not just be about data. Data is not the final answer. Data is the key for us to understand what is the highest valuable asset in the building. Definitely not the equipment. They're bound to be depreciated. Maybe not the building itself. Actually, the highest valuable assets in the building is people. So what do we do? So we actually modularize our platform, and then we humanize our platform to make it even more human-centric, right? We've done many different parts of building services, digitize different energy efficiency. We help airborne propagation risk. And all this property services, we have to modularize it and humanize it. And afterwards, every single product that we do has to be ESG focused. Save time, save money, save resources. And you link it up, that will be your smart city tech. So right now, we've installed our platform for over 80 buildings just in the last 3 years. And we've signed about 270 buildings in Indonesia. So every year, we're managing 230 million kilowatt hour over 50 million square feet. We have daily active users for 1,000 people. We have provided 2,000 hours of training, retraining of people this. So we've been able to work with the best developers in Hong Kong, spanning with all these commercial values, commercial properties, industries, airports, facilities. And then we have a little short clip. For Sino Group, we're helping them to save about 10 million kilowatt hours in 3 years. So there's a last video that I would like to play.
We're good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you, man. Thanks. Hey. Thank you very much. I don't know if our video show, but we'll make sure that we show it. But I wanted to really thank you very much for coming here and sharing your startup stories. It's really inspiring to us and to all of the startups and to Hong Kong as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Guys, hey. All right. First of all, I wanted to apologize to our audiences. We're coming across some technical difficulties, and I thank you very much for staying with us. We still have a great program. Really, this is the first time that we're doing a hybrid kind of show. So, Arthur, I know that you did yours a few times over, but thank you. We have the recording, and when we have the live session, I think next year, come on back again.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much, Paul. And obviously, indeed, thank you to Arthur.